Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. It's great to have so many of you here. Thank you for joining. We know it is school holidays, so appreciate you dialing in this morning. I hope that you are all keeping warm this chilly winter's day. I'm going to talk through a little bit about the orientation training for Phase 5 in BEI. So in Phase 5, all assistants like yourselves are asked to do the training that is required by the end of July. So today is the 2nd of July, and you have until the end of the 31st of July to complete all your training. In addition to the training that needs to be done by the end of July, throughout Phase 5, you're going to be sent a survey once a month. So this survey will come to you from Teacher Connect. It'll come through an SMS or a WhatsApp, and you'll be asked to complete that survey every month. So there'll be one that'll come through in July, then August, then September, October, November, and at the beginning of December. So each month, and just after you complete Phase 5, you will get a monthly survey. But there are some amazing things for you to look out for during Phase 5. Every 2 months, we're going to be having webinars. These webinars are an incredible opportunity to be able to listen to other assistants who have gone through the BEI program, to hear about young entrepreneurs who have taken this work experience and then started their own business, and just to get general tips and guidance around how to make the best of this work experience for you as you go through your future working career. There's also soft skills training that you can look at. So this is information around how to build a CV, how to look at interview preparation, work readiness, conflict resolution. So there's a lot of information on the Teacher Connect WhatsApp bot that you can have access to. There's also a special section called Exit Opportunities, and this is around opportunities for you as you go through your next phase. So how do you look for bursaries, or what other training opportunities there might be? So there's a lot of information, and this is updated on a regular basis. These are opportunities on the Teacher Connect platform and off the Teacher Connect platform. So please do keep an eye out for that, so that you can just make the best of those opportunities as they become available to you. There's a lot of support that you can access during Phase 5. There are FAQs, and look at the FAQs in a little bit more detail in this call this morning. And then there's also live support. So there are people on the WhatsApp bot who are looking at your messages and seeing how they can help you. Either they are forwarding those messages on to somebody else who can assist, or they are responding to you at the same time. And then there's also the email address for assistance in Phase 5. That's BEEI@ecubed-DBE.org. But don't worry if you haven't been able to get that information as I'm saying it to you. It will be on your screen shortly. And then there is a lovely opportunity for you to be able to share your story. So for you to share your experience of the BEI program, whether it's through photos or a voice note or a little video that you want to share, or maybe it's just a text or an upload that you want to send to us, all of that is available for you. And we really are excited to hear from you and what your experience of Phase 5 has been like. So today we're wanting to just let you become familiar with the WhatsApp bot so that you can register and complete your training. We're going to go through a few things today: how to register, how to change your assistant type, how to reset your profile, what training you need to do for your assistant type, how to find your certificate and change your certificate details, and then just the general support and content that is available to you. So there are 15 sessions in total and 14 including today that you can take advantage of to understand how to access the training. This session is every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday until the end of July. So on Tuesdays, it's at 2 o'clock. On Wednesdays, it's 11. And then Thursdays, it's at 2 o'clock. So each training session does have a different link. And if you want the links, please speak to your district coordinator, or you can send us an email, and that's that email address I mentioned earlier, BEEI@ecubed-dbe.org. Or if you need any additional help on the training around FAQs or anything else, please also that help email is BEEI@ecubed-dbe.org. So if you ever get stuck, you know where to reach out to. You also don't need to attend every webinar. So each webinar will be the same. We will go through the same agenda around how to access the training, how to register, how to get your certificate. We'll also be answering your questions in this call, but please attend as many times as you need to. So if in a week's time you have a question or you get stuck about something, you know we will be having these calls 3 times a week until the end of July, and you are welcome to join at any time. If you are comfortable and confident that you know how to do your registration and you know how to do your training, you don't have to attend all the webinars. This is just here to help you. So please come and join as many times as you need to, but you don't have to attend all the webinars. Again, just a refresher about what we're going to be looking at today. So that's around registration, changing your assistant type, resetting your profile, what training you need to do based on the kind of assistant you are, how to find your certificate, how to change your certificate, and then the general support that you can access during phase 5. So I can hear a number of people, they are raising their hands. So thank you very much. Your camera and your microphone will be off during this webinar, but the Q&A box is available to you. So if you have a question, please put it into the Q&A box. We will be looking at it. We will respond to you, and we'll be able to have a look at those questions that you are answering. If you are on the YouTube channel, please also put your questions into the chat. There is somebody who will go through and who will respond to all of your questions as you go through. So I did mention that the training is on Teacher Connect Chat. So this year, in this phase, all the training is on the Teacher Connect WhatsApp bot. So this WhatsApp bot is the Department of Basic Education's WhatsApp bot. So this is where all your training for the orientation and phase 5 will take place. We'll go through how to register just now, but even if you have done the training previously in a previous phase, you do need to redo it. So there have been slight changes to the training in phase 5. So even if you've done the training previously, you must redo the training. To access the Teacher Connect WhatsApp bot, you can snap the QR code there that's on your screen if you have a QR code reader. If you don't, if you want to type this number into your phone, that's 060 060 3333. You can see it there on the screen, and you save that contact as Teacher Connect. So Teacher Connect is the contact that you need to save it. Then you go into WhatsApp and you just send the word hi. So HI, so hi, like I said to you at the beginning of this call, send that to Teacher Connect, and then you'll be able to start the registration. So since the training is being done on WhatsApp, it is important that you have access to your own phone. It won't be possible for you to share phones to do the training, and you do need Wi-Fi or data to do the training. So there is Wi-Fi or data required, but we do keep the data as low as possible, which is another reason why we're doing the training on WhatsApp. So if you want to look again, as I said, The details for Teacher Connect, it's there, so you can WhatsApp that word hi to 060 060 3333, just like the video here on your screen, or you can take a shot of the QR code that's there on the screen. That'll also take you through to the WhatsApp bot. And again, if you get stuck or you have any questions that aren't answered today, please pop us an email. That's our email address down at the bottom. It's BEEI@ecubed-DBE.org. What we're going to look at now is the registration. So this is the first step in you getting to your training. The things that you need for your registration is your name and your surname. And we'll talk a little bit about how to enter that into the WhatsApp bot now. So first you enter your name. If you want to put a second name in, you do that at the first step. Then you wait. It'll ask you for your surname, and then you put your surname in. So you first put in your name, then you put in your surname after the WhatsApp bot asks you. Don't rush and put all of your details in on the first time. First put in your name. If you want your middle name on your certificate, then put your middle name in at the same time as you put your first name, and then you put your surname separate. As long as, if you see here on the screen, you'll see what I'm talking about now. So this person's name is Jane. Their middle name is B. So they're going to put B here. Then they're going to wait. And now it asks for your last name. And now they're going to put their last name in. So don't put in your last name when you put in your first name. You want to make sure that those are separate so that on your certificate, they come out in the right way. Please don't include your ID number there or anything else. Wait until you're asked the different questions. The next thing you're going to need to know is your EMIS number. So every school has an EMIS number, and please, if you don't have your EMIS number, you need to ask your teacher mentor, or you need to ask your principal. Or if you get stuck, please, again, you can send an email to us. It was on the screen, and I will put it on the screen just now again for you. But you please send an email if you don't have your EMIS number. You do need it to register. We use the EMIS number to make sure that all assistants have done the training. So if you haven't done the training, then we can follow up, but we don't want to be following up with your school if you have already done the training. So please make sure that you put your EMIS number in. The next thing that you need to know is the type of assistant you are. So if you haven't been allocated yet, you need to make sure that you know, you can't do the training until you know what type of assistant you are. We also need your email address and your ID number. The ID number is used to verify you against the department's list. This is not used for anything else. Your data is not sold. It is not used for anything else other than what we're talking about here. The next thing that you need to do is opt into communication. So this is important from a POPI perspective, and POPI is the rule of South Africa that governs how your data is treated. You need to say, yes, I can message you. That's important for anything, additional training that might happen, any news that you might need to know about, any communications about the webinars or exit opportunities, so any bursary opportunities that might be available. As those come on, we do send messages to all the assistants who've registered so that you can actually access those. I'm just going to show you a little bit again now about what that looks like. So we've spoken about your name and surname. I'm going to play this video again so you can see it. So you see I'm sending in the word hi. That hi then sends a message here, and it says, hi, welcome to Teacher Connect. Teacher Connect is here to help you with new skills. Stay in touch. Tap next to continue. So I put in next there. And then there's a privacy policy. So you remember I mentioned the word POPIA. So POPIA is the rule in South Africa that governs how your data is used, and it's called POPIA. So we must have a privacy policy. I've just paused here so that I can explain it to you, but there's a link here that you can click and you can read the document. So in this video, you can see I've clicked on that, and you can go through and you can read the document. That is the privacy policy that says to you exactly how your data is used. So if you're saying no, you don't want to accept the privacy policy, you won't be able to continue with the training. So please, if you are uncomfortable, read the document, reach out if you have any questions, but you must accept the privacy policy in order to continue doing the training. You can see here now that I've accepted it, I'm being asked, what am I? So we need to know, who are you? I'm going to pause here on this screen. You are a BEI assistant. So you must choose this first one, BEI assistant. Please don't choose teacher or principal or learner. You are not a principal or a teacher or a learner. You are a BEI assistant. So please click that one. And you see it looks like this when you've clicked it. So you touch there, it goes BEI assistant, then you have to say send. When you click BEI assistant, now we want to ask you about your name. You see I mentioned before, this person, Jane, she wants her first name and her middle name. So you put that in on the first step. If you only have one name, you just put the one name in there. The important thing is that you don't put your surname here. You wait for the question. Once you have been asked, once you have filled in that information and you filled in your first name, then you'll put in your surname like here on the screen. Now it says, are you happy for me to message you? So I'm just going to go back a little bit so you can see that. See, it says Jane. Jane puts in her first name, then she puts in her surname here. And now you can see this is the message that I said to you about opting in. It is important, if you want to receive information around the webinars, around any opportunities, any news, that you say, yes, you can just message me. You don't have to. This is entirely optional. So if you want to be in contact, you say yes. If you don't want to be in contact, you say no. So this one, you say yes, you can message me if that's what you would like to do. Now we want to know what type of assistant you are. And these are your options. So curriculum assistant, reading champions, care and support handy person, you need to choose the type of assistant you are. So once you have selected that, so just like the way that you did BEI assistant, so I've chosen here curriculum assistant. Now it's going to ask me for my EMIS number. So again, if you don't have your EMIS number, please ask your teacher mentor or your principal, or you can send us an email. We will help you with your EMIS number. Now you want to put your email address in. Your email address and your ID number are used to verify you against the department's list. So that is why we capture it. It is not there to sell your information or to use it in any way other than what's there for the phase 5. So you can see here, we're now putting in an ID number. This is just to verify. And we've already looked at the opt-in. So that is how you do the registration on Teacher Connect. If you have already been an assistant, so I know that there are some assistants who have come in previous phases, or maybe you did the wrong registration and now you need to reset your profile. What you need to do is you need to type in this word, Teacher Connect Clear. So make sure that there are no spaces. Make sure that you haven't spelt it incorrectly. You need to make sure that the spelling is right and that there are no spaces. You type in that word, Teacher Connect Clear, and then you wait for a response. Once you get the response, then you can type in hi again, and then you do the registration again. But try and be very careful when you register the first time, because if you reset your profile, you will lose all the certificates that you've already got. So you might need to do the training again if you do this. But just have a look at this video here. So you can see there's a conversation happening. Now I'm thinking I need to reset. So I type in that word, Teacher Connect Clear. See, I'm making sure that the spelling is right. I'm doing it very carefully. And then you wait. See, now you have this message. It says your profile has been reset. You wait for that message. Sometimes you need to wait a little while. So sometimes if you put in Teacher Connect Clear and nothing happens, wait half an hour. That allows the system to reset. So it can't be less than 30 minutes. It can be more than 30 minutes, but it can't be less than 30 minutes. You need to wait half an hour if this doesn't work, and then try it again. And if that doesn't work, then please reach out to us. We will be very happy to help you. But once you've sent in this word, Teacher Connect Clear, you get a message back that says your profile has been reset. Then you type in the word hi, and then you need to do the registration all over again. So you see here, I'm back at that same message at the beginning, and then I have to click next, and then you will go into the registration. So please be very careful when you are doing the registration that you get the details right. You don't want to have to go back and back and back and do all of this again. Another way that you can help yourself is if you want to change your role. So maybe you thought that you were a curriculum assistant and now you're actually a handy person. So you can go and change your role. Or sometimes I know that there are some assistants who have two roles. So they're doing one kind of assistant and another assistant. So they need to do training for more than one assistant type. I'm going to show you now how to change your role. So you can see here on this little video, the first word I'm typing in here is hi. And that word hi is your best friend. Every time you want to access anything on Teacher Connect, you type in that word hi and it'll take you to the menu, and then you can choose where you need to go from there. So you can see I've put in hi. What do I want to do? I want to look at some training. So I'm going to click training there. Now I'm thinking, am I ready to start? No, actually, maybe do it later. It's going to take me back to the menu. And now what do I want to see? I'm going to tap. Okay, cool. Do you see here? It says change my role. So you want to click on this one that says change my role. That's on that main menu. So if you click change my role, this is what's going to happen now. It says, okay. Now you want to select the type of assistant. So previously I had selected curriculum. Now I'm going to select something else. Let's just go back to the video here. You can see. Here we go, change my role. Now I want to be a handy person. It says no problem. Tap to continue. So I'm going to go back to training. And now the training is going to be for handy persons. So if you are two types of assistants, or maybe you get it wrong, you either want to change your role, you want to look for that where it says change my role. I can hear that people are raising their hands. Thank you so much. Please feel free to put your questions in the Q&A box and we'll be able to get to them just now. Now, once you have registered and you've put all your details in and you've given your assistant type, you will see the various training modules that you need to complete. So you can see here on the video, I'm going into training now. I've done the registration. I want to click training. This says, are you ready to start? I'm going to say, yes, I'm ready to start. So I'm going to click ready to start. It says, you are a curriculum assistant, because that's what I chose. It tells me here what kind of training I need to do. So a curriculum assistant needs to do orientation, curriculum foundation phase, curriculum intersen, curriculum FET, and the introduction to project-based learning. Every type of assistant has a different list of training that you need to do, and you only need to complete the list that is shared with you. There is some training that is on the Teacher Connect platform, and then there is some training that is a link or a keyword that you need to do. So just be careful which ones you choose. There's some training that is on Teacher Connect and some training that isn't on Teacher Connect, but the list of what you need to do is here on the video. So when you can select there, now you can see I'm going to choose orientation training because that's what I want to do today. The training that is available as of today is orientation, care and support, curriculum, handy persons, and reading champions. The training that is still in progress is sport and enrichment, workshop assistant, laboratory assistant, and ECADA. So originally when I said to you at the beginning, please say yes, you want to receive messages, because when that training is available, we will send you an SMS or a WhatsApp to tell you that you can now go in and do that training. So please, when you register, say yes, you want to receive communication so that we can let you know when that training is available. The training for curriculum assistant, there's orientation, there's digital literacy, online safety, that NSSF, curriculum training, as we mentioned, foundation, intermediate, FET, and then the introduction to project-based learning. So this is what you need to do for as a curriculum assistant. Reading champions, you need to do orientation, NSSF, and KITSO, digital literacy and online safety, and then reading champions. Care and support, you need to do orientation, you need to do the digital literacy, NSSF, and care and support training. Handy persons need to do orientation, digital literacy, online safety, and handy persons training. ECADA need to do orientation, digital literacy, online safety training. There might be more ECADA training coming, but for now, this is the training that you need to do. For ECADA, if there is something that comes up, we will send you a message if you have opted in for us to send you a message. For laboratory assistance, you need to do orientation, digital literacy, online safety, NSSF, and laboratory and workshop training. That is coming soon as well. So if you've messaged, yes, please message me. We will send you a message and let you know when it is ready, and you can come back and you can do that training. If you have any questions, please put it in the Q&A box. I will get to your questions. Workshop assistance, the same as laboratory assistance. So orientation, digital literacy, online safety, and then the laboratory and workshop training. So that training you would need to do. And then sport and enrichment, it is orientation, digital literacy, online safety, and then sport and enrichment training, which is also coming. Now I'm just going to take this video back a little bit, and I'm going to show you what it looks like for the orientation, because everybody has to do orientation. Orientation is the training that everybody has to do. And in orientation, there are 5 lessons. I'm just going to go through the first lesson with you so you can see what it looks like. So I say, yes, I'm ready to start. It's given me a list there of all the training that I need to do as a curriculum assistant. So I'm going to first start with orientation. So it first starts with giving a little bit of a background. And really, this message here says, congratulations on being selected. And I also want to say to you, congratulations on being selected. What an amazing opportunity for work experience you're going to have over the next couple of months. And I'm so excited to engage with you. I hope by November you know us very well, and we are here to support you the whole journey. If you need any help, you have people you can reach out to. We're here to help you in your journey. So in the training is there to help you learn how to support your school, to grow valuable skills, and you can get a certificate when you're finished. So this tells you about what the BEEI program is, so why the program matters, how you can get great work experience during it. Before you do the orientation, here's a little tip. Sometimes all this information comes very quickly, and sometimes we need to stop and think about it. So maybe have a piece of paper next to you. Maybe you've got a notebook. Maybe there's something else that you like to do to help you remember things. Have that next to you when you do the training. And you can write down as you go through this training, is there something that you think is important that you need to remember? Do you have any ideas about this role? Or do you have any questions about this role? So write them down on a piece of paper so that afterwards you can either go to the FAQs or you can ask somebody for their information. And maybe you don't like to write, maybe you like to draw, maybe you want to do a mind map. Think about what helps you understand and learn about new information and use that when you're going through your training. So you see here, that's what I've just read through to you. It says start lesson 1. So we're going to click start lesson 1. And now it's going to talk about what is your job profile and what are the broad expectations. So here you'll learn about what your job is, your roles and responsibilities, and the skills and qualities that are needed. But you'll also be able to learn about the other assistants and what they are. So there are 2 categories of assistants in BEI, and we're just going to go through lesson 1 together so that you can see. So there are education assistants and there are general assistants. So there are 2 different kinds of assistants in the BEI, and each one of those have a different role to play. So here it talks a little bit of information around the reading champions, Ecubed-DBE, and what those requirements are and what those roles are. But here's a thought. When you are thinking about what can you use the certificate for if you're wanting to work in the future, this is what you are able to do. So as a reading champion, you can write on your CV, I supported teachers with reading activities. I helped set up reading corners and clubs. I helped organize storytelling and reading festivals. In the same way that if you are an Ecubed-DBE and you want to put things on your CV of what did you learn and what did you do when you were in the BEI, you can say, I supported teachers and learners with ICT tools. And then you can list the tools that you supported with. You helped to upload educational content. You helped to manage devices. You helped with coding and robotics and online learning. These are things that you can write in your CV that you helped with whilst you were doing this work experience in BEI. In the same way with curriculum assistance, you can say that you assisted with lesson preparation and worksheets. You offered support and guidance. You helped run extra classes and you helped support learners. For care and support, you can say you helped support learners facing social challenges. You helped with after-school activities, etc. Laboratory assistance, you can talk about how you prepared science materials, how you supported the teachers and learners, that you ensured the lab safety and cleanup. And workshop assistance, you can talk about the tools and equipment setup that you did, how you helped learners, and how you helped maintain the machines. The same with sports and enrichment. In your CVs, you can talk about how you set up the equipment and you supported the after-school program. For handy persons, you can talk about how you repaired and maintained the infrastructure, how you did cleaning and school safety and maintained the gardens. The other thing that you can put in your CVs is these things which we call soft skills. But these are very, very important to potential employers. So you can talk about how you learn to be a good communicator. You learn to be flexible. You learn to be reliable. You learned how to solve problems. You learn teamwork. Also, if you're thinking about what is your job, what are you supposed to be doing, you can go and look at your roles and your descriptions and look at this. So you need to know that you are expected to be a good communicator. And not all of us are born being good communicators. Most of us need to practice to be confident at communicating. And this is a good opportunity for you to practice. It's a good opportunity for you to learn how to be adaptable. Things will change all the time. We know that in life. And this is an opportunity for us to learn how to be adaptable. We want to learn how to solve problems. So if there's a problem that you're facing or a challenge in the classroom, can you help your teacher with creative ideas on how to solve them? And are you working well with the teachers? Are you working well with the staff? Are you working well with the learners? These are really important things that you will be able to learn as well as put on your CV as you go through your future working career. So if you're thinking about the skills and what are you actually learning and what are you doing with these certificates, this roles and responsibilities helps you understand. So here this talks about what are the qualifications that you need. So again, if you're saying I'm a reading champion, I'm fluent in home language, I'm passionate about reading, I'm a handy person, I have skills in repair and maintenance. These are skills that you already have when you come into the program. So something to be really proud of. At the end of every lesson, there will be a quiz. So you can see this quiz here. So it says, what are the 2 categories of assistance? So I put in A, and the answer is A. So I got it right. Yes, there are education assistants and general school assistants. I'm going to say yes, I'm ready for lesson 2. At the end of every lesson, there is a 1-minute break. That 1 minute makes sure that the system saves your progress. So we save your progress so that if something happens and you go away, you come back, you can pick up again. You don't have to start from the beginning. So it is 1 minute. Please don't do anything for that 60 seconds. Just wait, write down your notes, and you can see here the message will come in when it's ready. And then you can click next, and then you can carry on with your training. So that's it about training. Now, all training should be completed by the end of July. And as I said to you, when the new courses are available, you will either get an SMS or you will get a WhatsApp that will notify you that that training is ready. So please do opt into communication. It will be helpful when we need to tell you that new training is ready. And if you have any questions, I am going to answer you shortly. Please put it into the Q&A. Just a few more things I want to show you around the WhatsApp bot before we start answering questions. If you want your certificate is available to you immediately after you have finished your training. So as soon as you finish your training, your certificate will be there. Please, can you save it or share it somewhere? So I don't know if you want to forward it to somebody or you want to email it to yourself so you have it. But your training certificate is there as soon as you are finished. So you can see it says, congratulations, you finished your training. You click Get Certificate. And there you go. Your certificate is there. Now you can see here, this is a certificate that I did in May. It's got my first name, it's got my surname, it's got the date that I completed the certificate. Some of the certificates will have the date on, some of the certificates won't. Don't worry about that. If you have any questions, please just send us an email at BEEI@ecubed-dbe.org and we can help you with that. But your certificate will be available to you as soon as you have finished your training. We spoke a little bit about soft skills around what you are able to do and what information you're able to access. So you can see here, this is information about wellness and support. There are places for you to reach out to. Your mental health and your physical health is very important. We can only pour into others what we have in ourselves. So please make sure that you keep your cup full over the next 6 months. We want you to be healthy and happy assistants, and this is a way that you can do that. I mentioned that there are some FAQs for you. So if you have any questions, you're always welcome to send us an email. But here are a lot of FAQs. So we've looked at FAQs from phase 1 all the way through now to phase 5. So there's a whole list there. So you can see I'm going to pause here. You can have a look at this list. So there's information about application and onboarding. There's information about your employment conditions. There's support information and exit opportunities. All of this information is available to you. So I'm just going to scroll through a little bit so you can see some of that FAQs. So I typed in FAQs there. I'm going to choose a topic now. We'll just scroll through the application and onboarding because you've already looked at that. This is information about your contracts and payments. So I've just put in here information about the stipend. you can see there it's got all the information. So when are you going to get paid? What does the pay slip look like? What is the UIF contribution? Who do you speak to if you have any questions? What is your data allocation? All of that information is in the FAQs. So there's information that will help you if you need further support, but there's also information around your stipends, around leave, around a whole lot of other information. So we can see here, I'm going to go to support again. So let's look and see, what do I want support on? I need to get help. So if you have challenges in the school, if you need to report mistreatment or anything like that, please, the numbers for you are on the WhatsApp bot. You can email the DBE, so you can email the department. You can call the anti-corruption hotline. You can contact the presidential hotline. That's the number there. Or you can send an email to the presidency. These are opportunities available to you if you do need to report something like nepotism or corruption or unfair treatment. Or if you just really have a question, please send us an email at BEEI. We're happy to help you there, and we can tell you where you might need to contact. Okay. So there's also information about unfair treatment, about the grievance process. Please, if you do have a question, pop it into the Q&A. I do see some hands being raised. There is a little bit more that we're going to look at now around the FAQs, and then I'm going to go straight into your questions. So please feel free to send a message to me. Okay, I'm going to let this slide show in the background whilst I answer your questions. So let me go and answer that. If you have any questions, please just feel free to send this through. I'm going to now answer your questions, but last opportunity to say hi to us, and there's our email address before I go into answering questions. So let's see, what has everybody asked about today? Sorry, the sound is a little bit soft. I hope that you were able to hear me. Then it says, please don't forget to record the session. The session is recorded, but there are opportunities every week, 3 times a week, from now until the end of July. It's better to go and respond. It's better to go and join that one of these sessions than to watch a recording. And if you have any questions and you want to know those links, send us an email. Yes, there is a link to the YouTube channel that you can use when you don't have access to your laptop. If you just send an email to this address and ask for the YouTube channel, I will send it to you now. So I'm just putting the address in there where you can send it to. So thank you, Michael, for that question. Banati, I'm not sure if you have to give proof of attending, but if you want to fill in the survey afterwards. So at the end of this call, there will be a survey. If you fill that in, it does ask you for your EMIS number. So then you should be able to have proof after that. If you've completed all your training, so Kiara, thank you for this question. Is there anything else you need to do before the end of July? Not from a training perspective, but Kiara, always best to check with your teacher mentor. Maybe they have something that they need you to do. But from a training perspective, if you finished all of the training before the end of July, just check in with your teacher mentor. So there is an anonymous question here about how many certificates the curriculum assistant needs to have. I believe I have answered that, but if you have any questions, again, please just send us an email at that BEI email address. I think, Zabir, I've also answered your question around how many certificates for a reading champion. Kele, you have asked a question around the curriculum assistant training. It says, if you're in the foundation phase, do I only do foundation phase? Kele, no, you have to do all of the curriculum training. So even if you are the foundation phase, you need to do all the curriculum training, please, Kele. Then Michaela, you're asking about a curriculum assistant. You're doing them all yesterday. Is there anything more? I think, Michaela, go onto the bot and just check that you have done your NSSF and your KITSO as well. If you've done all of those, again, check with your teacher mentor. They can also help you with that. Bella, you've asked a question about payment. There was a statement that was released yesterday, but please forward all your questions around payment to your principal. They will be able to help you. So Akona, you've asked a question about how long it takes to doing these certificates. It shouldn't take you that long. The certificates can take you maybe 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. So I would set aside an afternoon and then look and see how long it takes you to do the certificates. It's entirely up to you how long it takes you to go through the information. But I would probably put an afternoon aside or a morning aside or even an evening whenever you think it's quiet and you can focus, and then you can answer them. So Sibuyela, you asked, can we text the WhatsApp bot at any time? Yes, the WhatsApp bot is available 24 hours a day, so please feel free to text it at any time. Rafilo, you've asked about the curriculum assistant training. I believe that I have answered that, but feel free to email us if you are still stuck and you have any questions. Jessica, you've asked a question about the name. So you've used your first name and your surname only. Is it important to include your second name? I don't think so. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can go and change the certificate. If you go into the bot, you can see how to do that. Tatum, you've said a question about you've been part of the program before, so your prompts are a little bit different. I would suggest that you go and reset your profile, and then you go and you do the training and the registration again. So that's what I would suggest to you, Tatum. So Lorato, you've asked for a repeat of the WhatsApp number. That's 060-060-3333. I'll put the screen up back just now. I just want to answer some more questions. Moholo, you have asked a question about resetting your name and surname. That we have gone through in this training, but if you have any questions, please feel free to email us. Sinaliso, you've said, can you do more than one training on the same day? Yes, you can do all the training on the same day. So if you've got time, you can do all the training that you would like to when you want to. Naledi, you've said hi to us. So hi back. Thank you very much. So there's a question here about how you've made a mistake. Can you register again? You can register again. You will reset all your training so far. So you just need to consider that. We have gone through how to do that in the question. Then I've answered this question. The lady we've spoken to you as well. There's a question about if you were an assistant before with the same role, and there's nothing wrong in your profile, but only in a different school now, you still, yes, have to go and reset your profile and register again, because we use the EMIS number to confirm that everybody has done the training. Belani, you've asked a question, what is this registration for? Do we get certificates? So this registration is for training in BEEI, and yes, you do get certificates for each one of the training sessions that you do. Yamkela, you've asked about whether the session is being recorded. It is, but we also have the sessions 3 times a week until the end of July. Charlize, you've asked about your name and ID. What I would suggest, Charlize, is just email us here at this email address. I'm going to send it to you. Please then give us some information and I can help you more. So Sehopotso, you've asked about proof of doing the training. Please feel free to fill in that survey that will be shown to you at the end, and then that you could potentially use as proof. So Lalitha, you've asked for the number to communicate with Teacher Connect. I'm going to put it here. It's 060-060-3333, and then you type in the word hi. So if you do that, does one qualify Kekeletso, or does one qualify for one certificate in her terms of having been part of other phases? So Kekeletso, I think what you're asking about is if you have to do the training again, if you've been part of the previous phase. So yes, you have to be part of the previous phase to do the training now. So you must redo the training. Jody, you've asked a question about when you have matric, but while applying for the new phase, you selected the job description that does not require matric. I think, Jody, I'm not super sure about what you're asking for, so maybe just email us and then I can help you a little bit further. Ivor, you said if you have 2 different assistant roles, do you have to complete both training modules? Yes, you do. You don't have to complete orientation twice, but you would have to complete the other ones twice. Then Malavuya, if you're assistant before, do I need to clear my profile? Yes, you do need to clear your profile. I've answered that question, Tabo, about if you're a curriculum assistant, do you have to do all the training? Yes, you do have to do all the training. Alona, you're asking about where can we respond to you. So I'm just going to pop you this email address again. Gabriella, thank you for saying hi. Lovely to see you. Masarami, there are no slides for this, but you are welcome to join any of the other calls that are happening. If you want to know those links, please just send an email to us and we can send it to you. Maholo, you've asked about NSSF. NSSF is having a few challenges, but please do try persevere. I can send you a PDF. I'm just going to pop you the email address. You can have a look. I've answered questions around what kinds of training that needs to be done. Gabriella, yes, please, if you've done orientation training, carry on and do the work readiness. Please feel free to browse any of the content if you want to. Sandisa, you've asked a question about, is it okay to go through another type of training on top of the one? So yes, you can, and yes, the certificate will still be valid, but please save the certificate. Babalwa, I have spoken about care and support, but feel free to mail us if you have any other questions. It says also, Tembela, I'm looking at your question, says all assistants that fail to attend the compulsory training would be disqualified. So you need to do the training online. There is a data allowance that has been given to you, Tembela. So yes, all the training has to be done by the end of July. Mandalika, you've asked about, you were an assistant before, you have to redo the training. Even if you were an assistant before, you have to redo the training. I think I've answered the rest of these. I want to reset my profile. So Maulodi, please, you need to put in Teacher Connect Clear. We did go through that. You want to know Palele, the number, so 060-060-3333. That's the number that you need to use for this, and I'll put it up on the screen just now. There are lots of questions about how to do your training. So please go and have a look at the bot. It will help you and let you know what to do. So Free State had a question, if yesterday's webinar was the same as this one. So yes, yesterday's webinar was exactly the same as this one. Every webinar will be the same. So if you have done one webinar, you don't need to come back. So Momalezi, you have the same question. Miss Similane, no, the WhatsApp is not free. You do need data. So you do need data. And Salam, you've also asked that question. You don't have to come every day. No, you just have to come until you are comfortable that you have done the training. So if you are comfortable that you have done the training, you don't have to come back. You just need to come for the time that you are there. Joyce, you've asked the same question that was asked before. Yes, you can do all the certificates in one day if you would like to. Paul, I have answered the question about how many certificates for reading champions. So go and have a look there and go into the bots, register that, then you can do that. Lorika, you've asked a question about handy women, and do you only have to do one training? So no, you would have to do orientation, handy women, Kitso, and NSSF. Setembiso, you've asked the same question, so I've just answered there. Alona, you've asked, what is the EMIS number? So every school has a number, and that number is called an EMIS number. So it's like a special number for that school. Every school has one. That's what you need in order to be able to register. There's Wandy. What I would suggest is join the call tomorrow. There's too much to explain in 10 minutes. I see you put a question around, you joined late, but please, I would suggest join the call tomorrow or one of the other training sessions. I'm going to send here our email address if you want the links. Molabeheng, you want clarity on something, so please don't call us, but send us an email if you want clarity on anything. Anita, you've asked, do ECAD assistants have to do NSSF? Yes, they should do NSSF. So yes, I would suggest do NSSF. If you have any questions around that, please feel free to come to me, and then we can have a look at it. I'm going to stop answering the questions now, and I'm just going to share my screen again. Most of these questions are around what types of training that you need to do and the number that you need to connect to. So I'm just going to share this again. This is the number that you need to connect to. So save this number here, 060 060 3333, and you WhatsApp the word hi. So I'm just going to share for the last 2 minutes that we've got on the call. You'll see the little video playing here. If you've got a QR code reader on your phone, you can just click on the QR code there, and that'll also take you to the bot. You can see I just put in the word hi. I'm going to click next, and now it's going to ask me to register. So follow the message prompts. If you haven't been able to join in time to go through the whole of this webinar, please join us again tomorrow at 2 o'clock. If you need access to the links, send an email here. That email address is on the screen. So that's BEEI. It's in the yellow circle there at ecubed-dbe.org. So please just send us an email there if you are stuck, if you need the links, if you have any additional questions. Otherwise, please feel free to go to the FAQs. Most of these questions that you have are on the bot. So you don't have to wait for us to reply to your email. You can just go onto the bot and you can find it in the FAQs. And if you register, it'll tell you exactly what kind of training you need to do. So you don't have to wait for anybody. You can already help yourself. But this is the number that you need to send the word hi to. So that's 060 060 3333. And then you can go through BEEI. Okay. So I think that is it from us today. Thank you so much to everybody for attending. Thank you to those who are on the YouTube channel. We will respond to your questions as well. If you have questions and you are struggling, please just send us an email. You can tell us exactly what the problem is and we can help you a little bit further. And then when I close the call, you will get a link to do a survey. I will put the link in the YouTube channel now as well, so you can have a look at that. But please feel free to respond to that. That will help us know who has attended this meeting and who hasn't. And with that, I want to wish you a wonderful afternoon. Thank you so much for spending the last hour with me. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out to us. We're always here to support you, and we wish you all the best in your journey in phase 5. So bye, everyone.